Hey guys, it's me, Christina, and I have a book review of Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, or Gillian Flynn. I don't really know how to say it, but this is a thriller that I have heard tons of things about. And then one of my friends is like, "You have to read this," and I'm just like, I tried before and I didn't really like it, and then I just picked it up and I was like. And I got more into it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. The writing is amazing. The story, I'm just like, I have to keep reading. I have to keep reading. I need to know what happens. And it starts with Amy and Nick. They're on their 5th anniversary and they are interesting characters. These are not characters I think anyone would like because I didn't like them really because they're just unlikable, terrible, horrible people. And it's just crazy. So Amy ends up going missing. And so Nick calls the cops and it looks like the apartment is ransacked it and this is taking place in Missouri. So it's kind of like a small town feel. And and then Nick ends up becoming the main suspect because um there's money troubles. He ends up having a mistress, and I actually was not surprised about that, but she was his student, which is a total cliche in itself. And she's I think 22 or 23, and it's just creepy. And then just all this stuff happens, and then they find out that Amy was looking for a gun, and then part of the book is told in her diary's point of view, and she ends up setting clues for him because she does this every year for their anniversary, and then she is setting him up for her murder, and she is actually not dead. She is alive, and she's been plotting this because she's freaking crazy. And I'm just thinking this entire time, a psychologist just needs to analyze this girl because she is fucking crazy. Her parents used her as mostly a ploy to gain money. They used her life as a story, the Amazing Amy stories, and they're at fault too. They caused this problem. And I'm just thinking this entire time when I'm reading this book, I hate this girl. She's a terrible human being. She's crazy. They moved from New York to Missouri because Nick's mom was at the time diagnosed with cancer, and then she ended up dying, and all this stuff is just happening. And then he gets a lawyer. He ends up having to tell people that yes, he cheated on his wife, and that he loves her, and he wants her to come back to him. And all this time, she's with her crazy ex-boyfriend, who then she ends up killing him. And I'm just thinking this entire time, this girl is freaking crazy, and they have to arrest her because what they said just doesn't really match well, and it doesn't really make sense. When she goes to the police and she comes back to Nick, and he's about to be arrested for her murder because he kept the mistress's secret. He has all this stuff in his twin sister's um shed of from all the money in a separate credit card. And it the police find all this out because she ends up giving a tip, and she talks about this one thing that I kind of agree with, and it's the cool girl thing, like how girls like put this persona to be that girl for the guy that they like. And she talks about like the manic pixie dream girl aspect, and I actually did like that part because it was just like really like it makes sense because like girls do that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the only thing that you have going for you. Like, and then uh she she does all this stuff. She ends up killing her ex-boyfriend Desi, who was creepy, and she gets away with this. Like, she gets away with murder mostly. She poisoned herself. She made herself bleed out, and she poured off all the blood and cleaned it up like he would. And like, I'm just thinking, this girl has lost like it's her parents' fault mostly, but she's crazy. Like she accused one of her boyfriends of raping her. She had she accused this girl in high school of throwing her down the stairs, and then stalking, and like when she doesn't like get her way, she just goes insane. And it's just, this book was crazy, and I plan to read every book Gillian Flynn ever writes because I think that she writes really awesome books about characters who are insane, actually. And then when Amy comes back and she is like, uh, and Nick wants a divorce. He wants to leave her, and then it turns out she's pregnant, and I'm thinking, well, it has to be the other guys because of they had sex, and then she slit the guy's throat while they were having sex, so it looked like he was raping her, and um and then he ended, when they were going to try for a baby, like he had his like specimen, and then she kept it and inserted it into herself, so she became pregnant, and she got away with this, and he and like the other detective were working together to get Amy convicted, but she never did. She got away with it, and she became pregnant, and it was just this crazy book, and I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye, guys.